Well, hello. Welcome, everyone. I am AverageZen, your host of AverageZen
And AverageKid
Presents. Yes, we are on our latest installment of our Explain It Like I'm 7 series, Magic the Gathering Arena tutorials. We're going through all the various tutorials and learning skill challenges that we can, so that we can forge a new mind, a new player into a Magic the Gathering champion. That's what we're doing, right? You're going to be a champion? All right. Yes, that we're doing it. And you can follow along at home. Yes, you can play these challenges as well. We started out, let's switch over to the live scene. Yeah, we started out going up here. Oh, wrong one. We started out going up here to the Codex of the Multiverse in our first few episodes and doing the tutorials. But now we have graduated into learning about the various color combinations and of the decks you can build. And you can find what we're going here under Events, Color Challenge. We've already taken on the white deck and learned the ins and outs of that, right? So far, that's your favorite, right?
Yeah, because of the Inspiring Commander.
The Inspiring Commander, yes. It lets us draw a lot of cards and gains us life, yes. But we're on the blue challenge now. Last week's episode, we faced off against Liliana Vess. And this week, we're up against Vivian Reed, a green player. And let's just do a quick refresh on what our deck looks like so we can remember when we go into battle.
All right. Yeah, of course, have Water Knot.
Oh, yeah, the Water Knot, and that's going to tap down our creatures' opponents, or our opponents' creatures. And
This is one of our best cards.
Yeah, we have lots of card draw, and we have lots of creatures with flying, right? So that's why we have, like, Warden of Evo's Isle.
But I wonder why it has Blue Mage and it has a water drop, but not a lot of it's water
Well,
based.
that's a good question. Why is blue mana associated with water? Well, that's obvious. The first answer is that, water is often drawn or artistically created as blue. So blue, we think water, or we think the sky.
But most of our creatures have flying and have nothing to do with water.
Well, the sky is blue too, so that's what I was getting at there. It's not just water, it's also the sky. So think of the blue as like the coastline, all the creatures you would find on a coast or a beach.
But why is that the water symbol?
Well, it's just something to make it easy to remember. All the mana colors, they represent like a fundamental or elemental force in nature. Okay, so blue not only means water, but
Sky.
and sky and like the forces of wind and water, but on a more philosophical note, that's kind of like the meaning of things. What does it really mean? The idea that it creates in our head. When we think about blue magic in this game, what do we talk about? It bends the rules, right? It can do things that normally you don't do, like this card here, the Warden of Evo's Isle, changes the casting cost of other creatures with flying. And normally we could only draw one card a turn on our draw step. This Winged Words lets us draw 2 cards when we cast it, and it has cost reduction. Yes, so this.
And I, of course, love Water Knot.
So
one of the best cards.
let's just to make sure that we're comfortable with this mechanic, this ability, the cost reduction. Let's do a pop quiz, okay? All right. Let's say we have 2 of these Cloudkin Seers in play that they say that they have flying. Okay, they have flying, and when they enter the battlefield, you get to draw a card. Okay, so let's say we already have 2 of these on our battlefield. Okay, and we cast this Winged Words card, okay? So, reading the card, remember, if you're not sure how the card works, we can always read the card and it will explain it if we can just sit down and think about it, okay? So if we have 2 of these Cloudkin Seers that have flying, how much will Winged Words cost us to cast if we cast it with those 2 creatures with flying? Okay, what does the spell say? What do the words say?
This spell that costs 1 less to cast if you control a creature with flying. Draw 2 cards.
That's right. So even though we have... Okay, so what's the answer? So how much if it says this spell costs 1 colorless mana to cast, and normal it has 2 colorless mana symbols and a blue mana symbol for the cost, okay? So if it costs 1 less, if we have a creature with flying, how much does it cost?
It costs 2 mana.
And what color, or what combinations of colors or colorless?
It has to be 1 blue and another of any color.
That's right. So it's important. Okay, we have to read really carefully because it says this spell costs 1 less to cast if you control with a creature that has flying. So that means even if we have 6, that was a trick question, you did good though. Even if we have 6 creatures with flying, it still only costs 1 less. It'll still cost 2. Now this is different because if we have 2 Warden of Evos Isles, okay, in play, and we wanted to cast a Cloudkin Seer, alright? And now, so this is a little bit different, but it's the same idea. So read carefully, alright? It says creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 colorless less to cast. Now we know the Cloudkin Seer has flying, so let's pretend we have 2 of these Warden of Evos Isles on the battlefield. How much would it cost to cast a Cloudkin Seer?
Still costs 2.
You think? Let's do the math here. What does the card say?
Oh, so it will cost 3.
Let's read the card. Well, let's read the card.
Creatures with flying that you cast cost 1 less. Creature
spells, because it's not a creature until it actually comes on the battlefield. It's just a spell when you're casting it. So, if we have 2 of these, it doesn't say if you have a creature with flying, it costs 1 less. It says creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less. So if we have 2 of these, what's 1 plus 1?
2.
That's right. So if we have 2 of these, then each of our creature spells with flying cost 2 less. Because it doesn't say anything like this one. It's getting tricky. So we have to pay attention to the wording, okay? So with that in mind, if we have 2 of these in play, this only costs 1 blue mana because the 2 colorless get reduced by our 2 Warden of Evos Isles, okay? So are you seeing how we could play some of these creatures in what we call sequencing or the right order in order to, let's say we have 4 mana, okay? Let's say we have 4 blue mana, all right? Are you with me?
Yep.
All right. And we have 1 Warden of Evos Isle already on the battlefield, and we have another one in our hand, and we have a Cloudkin Seer in our hand. This is how we have to think. We have to plan, just like when you're playing chess. Yeah, we have to plan ahead because we only have 4 mana. Well, so
if we play that, it costs 4 because of the 2.
Okay, so watch what would happen if we had 2 of these in hand and 1 of these on the battlefield and 1 in hand. What if I was to tell you we could play all of those with 4 mana.
Huh?
Yeah, because if we have one of these already in play, that means all of our creatures with flying cost 1 less.
Oh, yeah.
So that means we can play the Warden of Evos Isle for 2, and when it enters the battlefield, now all of our flying creatures cost 2 less. So that means we spent 2 on the Warden of Evos Isle, and if we have 2 Cloudkin Seers in hand that only cost 1 blue mana now, then we have enough mana to cast both of these. But if we tried to do it the other way, if we had the one Warden of Evos Isle out first, and we cast this, it would cost us 2. And then if we tried to cast another one, it would cost us another 2, and we would not have enough to cast.
What about the colorless mana?
Well, we wouldn't have. If we only have 4 mana, we won't have enough unless we play the Warden of Evos Isle, the second one, as our first spell. You see, because then it reduces the cost of the other spells that come after it that have flying. All right? So I want you to think about that when we're going to play games, when you're looking at the cards in your hand. Don't get in love with your favorite card and want to play it right away. Think about what's in your hand and what's on the battlefield and how to get the most out of your cards, okay? How to be the most efficient. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's take on Vivian Reed. All right, here she comes. Now, green is really good at making lots of big creatures, okay? So we're going to have to be tricky.
First we put in there.
All right, look at that. We got something we can play already.
Wait.
You-
Yeah,
do you-
this is good.
Yeah, do you remember what Defender means?
Uh-huh.
What does Defender mean?
It means it can attack, but can block.
Hold on now. Before we click done, how many lands do we have in our hand? Because this is letting us scry 1.
3, and we have 1 more. If we could take
Yeah.
that, and then we could play 2 of these.
That's true, but I think we don't need another land right now. I think we have 3 in our hand, and this is giving us the chance to put that card on the top or the bottom whenever we scry. So I think what we should do is put that land on the bottom because we want to draw the action. We want to get something else besides lands that we
And
can
clicking
play.
bottom.
Well, this is where you got to click it and you got to drag it to the bottom. There you go. Now it's to the bottom. And so that means we'll get a fresh card on top. See, that's one of the things that Scry and one of the things that Blue Magic is really good at is manipulating your deck so that you get the cards.
Oh, we got one of these.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We can't cast it yet. We need 3 mana. So there's nothing we can really do until...
Except play a land.
Yep, we got to play a land, so we get to that 3 lands. Luckily...
They're only playing
Oh,
lands.
what did they play? What did they play? What does that say?
Add 1 more mana of any color if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Add 2 more mana of any one color instead.
That's what they call a mana dork. It acts like a land.
Oh, we can play this.
Yeah, it's a creature that lets them get mana like it's a land.
Okay, so first we play this.
Yeah, and that'll make all of the other guys cheaper. All right, we can't play them now, but next turn we can play both of them, and they'll both draw us cards, and they're doing ramp. We call that ramping. When you try to get more mana and more mana, that's called ramping.
Okay, I guess we play 1 of these.
Well, we're going to need to play our land first,
Okay, now we play...
and that way we can play both of them.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, let's see what we drew. Okay, we can't cast it, but we'll take a look at what we drew here in a second.
Huh?
And pro tip, it doesn't matter now because they don't have anything with reach or flying that can block us and they're tapped down. But because those Cloudkin Seers, the ones you just cast, they don't have haste, we probably should have waited to cast those until after combat. But it won't hurt us this time.
Field 3 swap pin can be blocked this turn.
Can't be blocked. And what's the other card you drew?
Here. Return target to creatures on the hand.
Oh, that's a good one because you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna use all those mana dorks that they just cast. they're gonna cast a really big creature, I bet. And then
So do we want to attack?
oh yeah, we want to attack. But when they cast it, that really big creature next turn, we can just use 1 mana and put it right back in their hand. Oh, like that. You know,
Oh, I saw this.
yeah, that's a big old spider that has reach.
And this one has vigilance.
We can block with our wall.
Okay. What should I block? The 4/4?
No, they're not attacking. Those just came into play. They're only attacking with that 1/1/1. So that's the only thing you need to block. Yeah. You see how it's got the arrow in front of it? Yeah, that lets you know where it's attacking and which one's attacking. All right, see? And we got another unsummon.
Ooh, should we unsummon that one?
I think so, because we won't be able to attack with our flyers if we don't. It's got reach. Spiders have reach because they have webs, right?
And can we... I would like to get rid of this one.
Well,
That's vigilance.
let's think about this. We could do that.
Ooh, we want to get one of these, right?
Well, here's what I'm saying. Look at the unsummon spell. What
That
kind of
into its
spell?
hand.
What kind of spell is it?
Instant.
So that means what?
We can play it at any
Hit
time.
even during our opponent's turn. So
So we should do it.
So we wanted to get rid of the spider because it had reach. It could block us. But even though we do want to get rid of that Greenwood Sentinel, here's 2 things to think about. Okay, here's 2 good reasons why it's better to play that unsummon on our opponent's turn, not on our turn. Okay, number 1, we're going to force them to have to spend mana in order to replay that spell if they want to on their turn.
And if they don't have mana, they can't replay it.
That's right. And also, if we wait until the end of their turn, we'll have all the information that we need to decide if we want to use that spell on that one creature, or what happens if they play that spider again.
We just gotta do it again on that.
That's right, but we can't do it if we cast that right now.
So we just hit next.
Yeah, I think we just attack in with everybody that can. And then wait.
Send it.
Yeah, full send. Except for our wall back there, because he can't attack.
So it's technically full send.
Yeah, it's as good as we can get. All right, and just like that, we pass the turn and wait to see what they do, because that's something a Blue Mage is good at.
Well, they played a land
Yep,
and they casted this.
they did it again. They used all their mana to cast that spell, and guess what? We're just going to use 1 mana to put it right.
I guess what we solve.
Yep. Now, don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Because we want to wait until the end of their turn, okay? Because, look, they still have 3, even all their lands are tapped. They can tap those creatures for lands. So you could play it, and they might be able to do something else.
So you want to pass?
Yeah. And you know what? Even if they attack, we can still block their biggest guy with our wall. So we're only taking 3 damage if you block the
You
2.
want to pass this?
Well, how much damage can our wall take?
4.
That's right. And what's their biggest guy?
This guy.
Well, that's attacking.
This guy.
Yeah, so block the biggest guy. That way we take less damage. All right. Now it's asking you, it's giving you the chance to play your instant spell right now.
Nah.
But yeah,
so we have to hit pass.
That's right. You could play it before you block, and then you could play it after you block.
Okay, so 1 blocker.
Yep.
I mean, it's the one that can block right now.
Yeah.
So we just hit pass.
Yep. And we take 3. And now wait, because it says my turn. So this is the last chance we get to while it's still their turn.
So to play this
That's right. And
against the spider.
that way, because we're using our mana during their turn, that means at the beginning of our turn, it all untaps.
Oh, and you draw it in.
That's very
You
nice.
could play this. if
Almost. And when we get to play that, because that costs 6, we're only on 5 if we play a land this turn. But you know what? Look at what that guy does. Look at what our frilled sea serpent does.
Frilled sea serpent can't be blocked. this turn.
That's right. So if we continue to full send, I think we win the race. We win the
Okay,
damage
so
race.
I guess next to combat.
Uh-huh.
Because we just drew that land.
Yep. So, yep,
Do
we
you wanna
play
play
it.
it?
We might as well. They're completely tapped down. They can't do anything. All right. And see? Now next turn we play the Frilled Sea Serpent.
Oh, and he played that.
That's fine. Because next turn we'll have a blocker. And then we can get in and win the damage.
Do you
So
want to block?
same thing as last time. Yep. That's what he's there for. It's a wall. It's there to block.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now look. Look here.
We just play this?
Yeah. We full send. Don't play it yet. Don't play it yet because we want to keep it a secret. Because we're going to full send. They're going to block because the spider has reach, but we'll still get in 4 damage.
So we just hit next for send.
Yeah. And if they...
Oh, they didn't block those.
They blocked the one, but now we can play our creature because they didn't know about that. So now they didn't know that they can't win now. So if they had any shenanigans they could have done.
Like that.
Yeah, but guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We just hit next.
Hold on. I'll play the land. Because now we have enough to use that's ability. Okay, because look, they still have 1 card in hand. So even though it looks like we could attack in with our flyers, and they would only block 1, we'd win.
Should we activate ability?
Yeah, because we don't know what's in their hand. So we want to make sure that we have lethal damage this
So
turn.
we all attack?
That's right. So now our Frilled Sea Serpent can't be blocked, and they can only block 1 flyer. So we win. Boom. Goes the dynamite. Good game, Vivian Reed. Good game, AverageKid.
That was too easy. We only did it in 22 minutes.
Well, when you have a good coach, it helps. So what did we learn today? What did we learn about our cards, and what did we learn about life?
Always read the cards.
Always read the cards. That is an important lesson, right? Because even a small word change can make a big difference.
And you could die.
You could not if you don't understand. Yeah.
You could die if you messed up like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, are you looking forward to next week's challenge when we get to go up against a Johnny and face off against your old deck? Yeah, we know what's in that one, so we know what to expect. Yeah, knowledge is power.
And power is knowledge.
That's right. All right. Well, please give us a like, subscribe, follow if you're enjoying our content, and seek out AverageKid Presents on YouTube Kids. I'm having trouble getting the content showing up on YouTube Kids right now, but we're talking to YouTube about trying to get that to show up properly.
And we're also starting a new channel on Kids YouTube called Sparking Imagination. So check that out too.
Well, that is an educational show that we're taking a little hand in and trying to get some parenting, scenarios and questions for kids. Our latest episode on that is about engineering and building bridges with a character I've created called Beatrice Beaver, because beavers are good engineers, right?
They just go thump thump.
And they build dams. Yeah. All right. Well, as always, love one another. Be cool. Don't be a jerk. Have fun playing Magic the Gathering.
Bye.
Bye.